Hi everyone, welcome back to Window Chats with Robyn. Ilona's just updating her app and hopefully she'll be back shortly so we can do our little chat by the window and it's gonna be great. Happy International Women's Day everyone, that's exciting. I'm not sure what I'm doing to celebrate, but I'm acknowledging it, so that's a step. It's working now. Okay, I'm inviting Ilona. Please work. Huh?
It worked!
Yes!
Love it.
It's the only obstacle. Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you? I'm happy the app is working. This was the only obstacle that we have to face today. And after this, it's smooth sailing.
Let's hope. Let's hope. So,
Maybe.
happy.
Happy, yes, International Women's Day. How do you celebrate this day?
Just being a boss. What else can you do?
There you go. Be a boss.
My grandma, she'll want to talk all about that Meghan Markle interview, so that'll be something to do.
Did you watch that? This is gonna be gossip. Guys, can we talk? Okay.
I love it.
It was a very interesting interview, but yes, anyways, that's not why you're here. You're here to just chat. Okay. Robyn, stay on point. I thoroughly enjoyed watching that podcast you did with, oh my gosh, was it George Oliver? Is that the name?
Oliver George.
Oliver George, darn it. Okay. Well, it was great. He did all the really hard questions and your backstory. So I thought today should just be pure fun.
Good.
Yeah.
Give me the questions.
Easy questions. Okay. So, I think we should start off with the basics. What are your Hallmark pet peeves? In the movies? Yeah.
In the actual movies?
The actual movies, not the auditions, the actual movies. Because I know for me personally, when I see coffee cups that look like there's...
It's the empty boxes. Just put some weight to it. Yeah, that's basically it. I love them for, the holiday romanticized version of what I wish my life could be. But yeah, it's probably the empty cups that drives me. And some people are like, I'm like, please. Or a full tray of them. And it's just.
Full tray. Bouncing on the head. Yeah.
I think that's about it.
That's the only, wow, that was the easiest question I've ever asked on this. Oh, thank you, Lenore. Oh, okay. Apparently that was a great question. I appreciate that. I don't know. I think that's the only thing that really bugs me too. There is something to the adult Disney version of what is Hallmark.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun to watch where everything somehow magically works out and, oh, look, your job is actually okay now. We'll figure out how to work around these conditions. Hallmark.
For me, this would be so simple. Simple life,
If your life was a Hallmark movie, what would the name be?
Oh, Disorderly Christmas. No.
Well, at least you know there has to have a Christmas in it, so there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, someone has a question here. This is Nick. What shows are you binging?
Ooh, so I just finished Search Party, which I love. I think I might have even told you to watch it. I can't remember.
You did? I started watching it and I thought we have different taste. So
I think you really got to commit to it. But no, I loved it. That's my most recent binge. But it's almost at the point during this pandemic that I'm like, I don't even know what's good TV anymore. I'm like, does it keep me entertained so long as it, I feel like I've watched everything. But then, I watched Jan and all the Canadian ones just to do my job. And
Jan is surprisingly great. I don't know why I didn't think it would be good, but I watched it and I'm like, I love the great casting and Jan is great in general. I just thoroughly enjoy. I don't know. I don't know why I didn't think it would be good. I felt terrible. I don't know. That was a surprise.
Though, her performances.
I don't know, maybe the premise, I wasn't sure if they could build a show around it. And then I watched it and it's so funny too, because when I watch her being interviewed, she's so lovely. And then she has this character and she's such a terrible person. So she's like, this is not me, I promise. But it's very well written. I really like the girl who plays Kale, just because the name is also Kale. That's fun.
Also, Deborah Grover's in there, and I love me some Deborah. She's fantastic. But honestly, like I remember seeing Jan Arden when I was a kid live, I think at the NAC forever ago. I was like 13, 14 maybe. And she was so funny in between sets. And I was like, yes. And so I find a lot of comedians too make great actors, right? So probably where that stemmed from.
Yeah, I mean, maybe because I've only heard her music on the radio. I've never actually seen her live, so I think that's a whole different feel, and that you get a better sense of a person.
Yeah. I mean,
You did
I know I'm like crying and screaming in the car while I take drives in anger. Like a really emotionally charged 16 Ilona.
Oh my goodness. What? Oh, I know. I have to pay attention to the question. Okay, Simon Webster, official. That's a fun name. What is the best thing about casting? Oh, about. I'm working on the about. Okay, I'm trying here. But what is the best thing about, in a general American accent, casting?
What is the best thing about casting? I honestly, it's watching people succeed. Like it really is. Like as much as like you guys are nervous going in there, I've already pitched you to my client. I, especially on the final casting days, and I'm so anxious for people to book the role, and especially sometimes when people like get their first job and I know they've been training for a long time, it just that kind of joy, and I'm sure you've experienced it when you've booked something, like gift that to people is incredible. It feels so good. Like you can't have a
It,
bad happens.
I mean, I love hearing that too. And I know you've been very active on Clubhouse. And what's amazing is all these casting directors from all over the world. I mean, as actors, we're always struggling and, oh my gosh, what's going on? Casting directors are working so hard. And we never realize, I mean, there's so much research that goes into things. And I don't know, I think it's just nice to realize that we're all human. We're all trying to make this amazing product in the end of the day. So it's not, you guys aren't like the bad guys, these all powerful bad guys, but we're all just trying to collaborate. So I think that's Clubhouse is very helpful to help me change
Yeah,
my mind shift like that.
and me, you need an iPhone. I think I have 2 invites right now, but some of the best casting directors, and we do like Casting Society of American meetups every now and then. Um, and like almost everyone who's in that group was on it. We're all super excited to get on, and the amount of free knowledge, free factual, important life-changing knowledge that you might not know it's crazy. It's crazy.
It's fine. You say life changing, but I also think the simple ones where I was told, and I appreciate this feedback for me, when I send in an audition, it is a production. It is, here is the title, here are my transitions, and here is and it's like, no, just simplify. It is not a thing. And I'm, oh, but what about the production value? No, Robyn, no one cares. Stop doing that. I'm like,
I've
oh,
had
okay.
like iMovie and like create a full trailer of their self-tape. It's just not that. You don't need all that,
But I mean, isn't it more fun to watch? You don't like all my props? Is that not accepted?
Oh,
Okay.
on your brows. the Yeah, I'll be starting a Clubhouse room specifically for Canadian actors. It'll be Thursday nights at 7. So we'll have an agent, a PR person on there, and I'll devote an hour, maybe an hour and a half every Thursday night for that, depending. Just like I love Clubhouse, I love about it, but this last week I'm casting 3 movies, and I'm like, I'm a single mom. I don't have time for this. I love it when I can give back, but it becomes
Oh,
limited.
it consume. There were days when I just couldn't get off the Clubhouse app. And I'm just taking my notes and writing down knowledge and meeting all these amazing people from everywhere. And I'm like, oh, I should probably sleep and do other things that I have to do that I've been procrastinating, because you just get sucked in. It's like, oh God, what day is it? Hello.
And like big agents are on there, some, incredible casting directors, some producers, some actors with, decades of experience, and series regulars and what have you. It's really, really cool. But yeah,
Yeah, so I'm trying not to interrupt you because only one person can talk at a time, then the audio gets weird.
interrupt me. Do it.
I'm cutting you off. You're talking too much. No one came for you. Jeez. Okay. There was a question. Oh my gosh. It was a while ago. Oh, here we go. This is from Quinn Carter Official. Oh my gosh, maybe I should change my name to Official. Anyways, what's the hardest part about casting?
Oh, so many hard parts. It depends. It's very specific. So if there's something unique to what I'm looking for and I can't find it in the general breakdowns and I have to do some out in the regular people world search, that's frustrating. What else is frustrating? When agents don't get back to me, and sometimes I'll just directly contact the actor. That drives me insane. Um, what else drives me nuts? People making excuses. You know this. A lot of times too, turnarounds are like 24 hours. So when people then, respond and are like, oh, I've only had this for 24 hours. Cool. The 5 to 10 other people are auditioning also only had 24 hours. So you just look like a negative Nelly off the top, and people don't want that on set, right? Kanye West is on Clubhouse. I just got the notice. Everyone.
Oh, that's really cool.
Anyway, so there's that, and then what else drives me nuts? Just rude people in general. Don't be rude. This isn't heart surgery. We're all here to make something creative and have fun while we do it. So when people are not kind and are rude and negative, I don't love that.
Yeah.
Uh,
Luckily, Canadians are always polite, right? So we're good. Always apologizing. We're sorry. Slicha, that was a different language because I felt fancy. Anyways, okay. We need clarification. So actor J. Paul. Oh, hello, Jason. Generally, he likes to add a small intro, 3 seconds, saying his name, role, and his agency to his self-tapes. Should he stop doing this? Ooh.
His No, I mean, we're going to be very specific in our breakdowns of what we're looking for. Sometimes I want your height. Sometimes, with kids, we might ask them a couple questions. If it's like a commercial and a branding thing, we might ask you to tell us a story, what have you. I would recommend putting it at the end of your audition. So I would do the audition and then I would put it at the end.
Okay. So just slate, say your name or whatever they're asking you to do in your slate.
Yeah.
Go right into it. No fancy transitions. Oh God, that's so sad. What
Yeah.
about the fade? But move on anyways. And then do whatever, well, not whatever you want at the end. Don't make it a thing, which still hurts. I like my production, but it's fine. We move on. All right. This is helpful. This is how we do less and make your job easier so you don't have to watch that much.
Mm-hmm.
This is a really fun question I thought of just now because I think it's fun. Is there a giant need for horseback riding in Canada? Because it seems as though everyone on Clubhouse, their special skill in the States is they can ride a horse. And this confuses me. I was in a room and legitimately everyone said their special skill was horseback riding. I thought, should I learn how to ride a horse? Is this a thing? I don't know.
Special skill to have. Not everyone can. I don't know.
I maybe it's not movie of the week stuff. Maybe I don't know what they're filming there. I was trying medieval stuff.
Horseback riding things. But yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah, I just thought everyone was just so proud of this fact. And I thought, oh, is this like, okay, I have my gun license. Should I add the horseback? I don't know. This is just things I think of at night. This is why I'm not sleeping. I got to learn to ride a horse. So that's. Wait, what is the weirdest special skill you've seen?
Someone could burp the alphabet and someone could I think literally just wrote like expressive face. And I was like, okay.
Wait, in the resume it said I can burp the alphabet? Could they do it backwards?
I didn't, Robyn. Kind of let that one slide. It wasn't on my need for that casting session.
I am curious.
I think that one was too, but I was like, what? This is crazy. But yeah.
Oh my God. All right. So guys, don't write you can burp the alphabet on a resume. That's a new one. I have not heard that. And this might be the clip we share. Oh my God. Ooh, this is fine. Can I ask more resume questions? What's a thing that you don't, training wise, what's a thing you don't care about on a resume?
Honestly, certificates. Like if you're with like a local school or like, and they're like, I got certificate level 1 from I don't care what level, Like, I don't know why you're paying for paper. This isn't an MBA. You know what I mean? What I care about is who you're coaching with, right? So really do the research. And, all of us casting directors know who a lot of the great coaches are. So I'll understand that I'll be slightly more confident bringing you in within my client, knowing who's had a hand and help train you.
Mhm. But I think that's interesting too, because a lot of the casting directors on Clubhouse were saying, don't overload the resume.
That too.
So, I mean, how would you know if the studio you're training at is worthy of resume worthy? That makes more sense.
Look at who they've trained in the past and where they are
Oh,
in the room with you. Who's a consistently working actor? And I mean like series regular. They're working right now. They don't have 3 other jobs. They are working actor.
yeah.
That's
Uh,
a fine. And they're still training.
would you prefer if they wrote, oh, what's the currently training at? That seemed to be a thing on Clubhouse as well. You're
Yeah,
the Clubhouse guru. Okay.
yeah, I wouldn't hate that at all. That's great.
Good. This is good to know. Thank you. This is selfishly for me as I try and update my resume, and other people can ask questions. This is great.
Honestly,
We haven't,
Clubhouse that drives me nuts is no one can say my name. So I have it like phonetically in my bio. It's the first line in my bio. So how to say my name? Like,
well, what do they say?
Ileana. But the problem is the capital I looks like an L. So it looks like Lilona instead of Ilona. Or I don't even know how to say my name, to be honest. But I'm not gonna lie.
Do they get the last name right?
No, they say Smith.
Oh, all right. Well, that's unfortunate.
It
What
is.
maybe would you feel the need to make it fancier? So I know for me, I'm Deverett, but then sometimes people add an E at the end and then it helps them pronounce it better. Would you change it to have an E at the end? So it's Smyth with an E. I don't know. Throwing out suggestions. I'm a brand person now. So, all right, that's a hard no, and we move on. We have a question from Nick. If I audition for a movie with a celebrity people say I look like, can I put that on my resume? Oh, like a celebrity look-alike. Oh, that's interesting. If you look like a celebrity, should you have that on your resume? Or wouldn't you be able to tell by their headshot? Or I'm not certain of that.
I feel like I'd be able to tell if I thought they looked like a resume. Or looked like a resume. Oh my God. I did not sleep yet. Looked like a celebrity. What I would suggest doing, if like you really look like a resume, I would reach out to whoever that, I said resume again. Did you hear me? If you really look like an actor, guys, I'm losing it here. If you really look like an actor, I would figure out who their agent is, find them on IMDb Pro, reach out and say, if this actor ever needs a double, here's my info. Because there's an amazing double in town who works as a stand-in and a photo double. And he was Mike Myers' photo double, and he's traveled the world working for Mike Myers. So you never know.
That
Never.
is really interesting. Oh, you're such a business person. You're like, clearly reach out to the agent. This is the best. Yeah, that makes so much sense when you say it. Sorry, I missed what you said in the end there.
Find a way to monetize your face, you know?
It's the moneymaker.
Mm-hmm. And then insure
What
it.
can you insure your face?
I mean, didn't J-Lo insure her butt? You can insure whatever you want, I'm pretty sure.
Well, what does that mean? If something happens to her butt, they pay her or huh? That I have to look into this. I mean, we generate questions here. This is more questions than answers I'm getting from you. Okay, no. Robyn, you're so funny. Okay, what is production looking like for 2021? Had it ramped up since last year? Thank you, Lena.
Yeah, it's really busy. It's really busy right now. Less clubhouse hours, more work. Yeah, no, there's a bunch of movies slated. I can't talk about all of them, but yeah, working on 3 right now in the same week. So, that's not boring.
So here, a lot of actors want to know, do you watch every self-tape? Because I mean, I had someone on and he watched 600 self-tapes in a weekend, and I totally believe that. So do you watch every single self-tape?
Watched well over 1,000 self-tapes last week.
Whoa.
It was a lot. Yeah.
Do you watch it all the way through, or are there certain things that no? Okay, so what turns you off that you're like, no, thank you, not watching this, goodbye?
I'll start with bad acting.
All right, that makes sense. Okay.
No, like I know
Is
pretty
it not the color of my shirt? Because yes, as an overthinker, if I'm wearing maroon and it's not your favorite color, will you turn it off?
it is. It's color based solely. No, it is more uh it really is. I know what my client's looking for. I know the feel of the character that I want to believe you, right? It's breath moments, you know this. It's letting go, not being so rigid about your audition. You're over articulating your words. This isn't, a middle school class presentation. I said resume 3 times instead of actor. We don't speak perfectly all the time. Yes, get the lines right, but what's interesting is the imperfect. Perfect's boring. That's not what we relate to. So
That's why I intentionally mess up every self-tape. It's all to make it more human, right? Like, look at this girl. What a strong character choice. She can't remember her line. Guys, I'm human. There you go.
you know what I mean.
I do. I joke. I have fun in my head. I had 3 questions at once. Okay, I'm gonna go to Melody and then Melody Dream. Fun. And then I'll get back to Nick. Okay, so Melody asks, how do you feel about receiving more than one take of a scene for a self-tape?
I like it if they are different. If you're giving me 2 of the exact same scenes, it's not helpful. And I'm going to want to see that change pretty early on.
How, what if they're too different though? Like they're, oh, look, I'm a nice girl, and then, oh, I'm gonna kill you kind of person. Is that too different? That was a terrible example, but something along those lines.
That would be a big stretch. But as actors, it's really hard for you guys. You're given, a very small amount of the storyline. You're given 2 sentences about the character. It's really up to you to make those choices. And if you're making interesting choices that you can make believable and you can commit to them without me seeing you think, but knowing you're feeling it, then for sure, send both. If you're just doing it to do it, don't. You know what I mean? It's the same with when you go to an audition. Don't just ask a question to ask one. It needs to actually have value behind it.
So there are stupid questions, is what you're saying. I've asked them. I've
Don't.
been told it was dumb. I still live with regret. It wasn't from you. It was another one, and I'm still traumatized, clearly. And this is a safe space. It's fine. See, I told you I do voices. That's how I talk. Okay.
It's about casting is when actors go above the casting director and then directly like reach to production or complain. Like it gets that gets annoying.
Wait, can you elaborate on that? So why would they go above you?
Their self-tape, but then also like find on IMDb or something like a producer and also send it to them, which like a lot of producers then call me annoyed, being like, why am I, can we just, and they just send them back to me. So that's also,
Yeah, I've never heard of that. But guys, don't do that.
yeah.
That's interesting. Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. See, these are the reason we have the stories. Okay, we're going back to Nick. He's got a lot of questions. When working on multiple films, commercials, etc., at the same time, does it sometimes get confusing for roles/projects? Question mark.
Does it sometimes get confusing? No, because I have specific breakdowns. I know, I don't look at them all at the same time. I'm very conscientious of which project I'm working on in that moment. So not necessarily. I mean, I've had some scripts that are very similar and the characters I'm looking at are very similar. So I'll have to sometimes take a beat and be like, oh no, that's that movie, but not generally. My brain's pretty compartmentalized, luckily. That's where I put all my
So you're good at your job. That's good. Okay.
yeah.
Little compartment for this one. Da, da, da. What happens when it's full? What do you do?
I don't know. I guess I should tap into the trauma compartment and empty that out. It's too much.
It's just it goes out through the nose. That's what happens. That's scientific right there. So. Oh, what is your favorite thing to cast? A question from Quinn. Oh, Quinn's back. Hello. Official.
Favorite thing to cast. I mean, they all have different reasons they're my favorite. I love a lot of like real casting, like reality casting, because you just get to meet a lot of interesting people. And these are like real people off the street that you're throwing a camera on, and you're getting to see people's vulnerabilities and like find really witty, interesting people and hear a lot of backstory. That type of casting is fun. I love a lot of feature casting because it's really about the character and we really dive in and people bring us some really interesting work. Yeah, and then I love a lot of the movies of the week that we do as well. And honestly, there's not much. I love my job. I'm really lucky.
I mean, that's great. And
Yeah.
just like, yeah, I like everything. You did the A&W one, right? That real people.
Uh,
Oh wait, sorry, it cut out at the end.
I said, yeah, we did do that one. That was fun. And, just general questions to people because they didn't know what the brand was, right? So it was a lot of like, do you like burgers? And if you had to eat at a fast food place, what are your top three and what are your least favorite three? So that way I was cutting out people who are going to be negative off the bat, right?
Interesting.
Mm.
So okay, so did you have to see someone eat a burger for that? Or
No.
what if they eat weird? I know I'm not the most pleasant eater to watch. So now you're just hiring people that the checklist. Okay, cool. And then they get on set and then it's, whoa.
Yeah.
Who eats that way? That's a risk.
That's not part of it.
All right. Well, I'm just throwing out potential problems that you might encounter, and we've discussed it here, so you're ready.
Yeah.
So that should, yeah. Okay. I don't think that's an issue. All right. I see you rolling your eyes at me, Ilona. Don't, like, why did I sign up for this? This is terrible. All right. We're moving on. This is from Simon. If the look matches the role, how do you select who gets a self-tape request?
Well, I've said this a few times. The bonus of this pandemic is I'll see basically almost everybody, unless the look is just so far off and I can't even convince my client that it would make sense, i.e. an agent accidentally throwing a kid in for an adult role kind of situation. Otherwise, I'll look at everyone. Because to me, there's diamonds out there. I'll look at non people. I'm going to look at everybody. And really search for that diamond. The bonus of the pandemic is I got nowhere to be. I got nothing to do. I got all night to sit on my couch and watch self-tapes or Clubhouse, whatever I feel like doing.
You got the phone, the Clubhouse on the phone, and then you got the self-tapes on the thing. Yeah, on the thing. That's a laptop. Okay. Pardon?
I can't do both at the same time. That's too much noise. I can't handle it.
That's fair. But at least you still have the face there just in case. Yeah, guys, I'm in the Clubhouse. Okay, guys, just a warning. If you get a phone call, you're still in the Clubhouse group. I learned that the hard way. And then I didn't respond when someone asked me a question. I felt terrible. Anyways, I think this segment should be sponsored by Clubhouse because we've spoken about it so much. I'll reach out to them and they'll say, who are you? And I'll say, guys, I'm a person. It's fine. Can we hang on? There's a question back here. Oh, okay. This is from Janessa. Hello, Janessa. How important is it to have a professional studio set up at home for self-tapes, as in soft boxes, backdrops, etc.?
Super important. You don't need half a Keith Richards face in here. You don't need photos of your family. You want to be it. It's definitely important. Quality matters.
What's the weirdest thing you've seen?
Oh, people like setting up their self-tape like they're getting out of bed and they're physically in their beds, literally driving their car while someone films them for the scene. I'm just going to put it this way. As a casting director, I'm there to watch your acting. I'm going to trust you know how to lay in a bed. I'm going to trust you know how to drive a car. I'm going to trust you know how to open your fridge. We don't need it that detailed.
That's good to know. Yeah. I'm thinking back to 7 years ago when I did drive a car because that's what I thought I should do. Learn the hard way. Moving on. This is a question from Sarah. Hey, I kept all my audition tapes. They're great. Gives me a laugh. Anyways, this is from Sarah. For smaller auditions, such as 2 lines, do you appreciate the actor being creative with their lines or more of a simple delivery?
I think it depends what the creativity is. If it's realistic, absolutely. I saw someone get hired as a series regular in a 3-year option for a CBC series when they were only supposed to have one line, and their audition was so incredible that we kept them.
What did they do?
Right? And like literally in the room, the director called the writer and was like, "We're changing things."
See, these stories make me want to. This is why I overdo them. This is why you get my props. This is why you get a production, because I'm like, this role, this character should be more. And I gave her a backstory. Yeah.
There were no props. And keep in mind, as a casting director, I am there to watch the acting. We have a props department for the props, Robyn. We have hair and makeup team for that. I mean, don't show up like you're going to Walmart on a Sunday unless your character is going to a Walmart on a Sunday. Know what I mean? But don't focus on that. To me, if you've got all these props, you're trying to hide bad acting. And I know you're not a bad actor. So, no, it's just, you don't want to have that in people's mindset. But no, in this situation, she was just truthful. It was supposed to be her first day on the job. And she comes in and says, I guess basically she was trying to tell her boss that Doppler press was on the phone and she couldn't say Doppler properly. So as she's trying to say Doppler, I don't remember if you remember like your first job that really mattered and that internal struggle. Like I remember I served when I was like 18, and my boyfriend at the time and his friends came on my very first day. They came to have dinner and they're like, "How's it going?" And I was like, "I can't do this." And I internally was dying. This actor came in and she said her line like, "Knock, knock, knock. Doppler, Doppler," like just was so truthful in her delivery of her fear of not saying it right and getting fired. It was such a great audition. She literally started crying, but not in like, you know, a cry kind of way, if that makes sense.
No, that is the definition of a bold choice if I've ever heard one. But oh wow,
so
that's that story.
Made complete sense to the character and is so relatable. Right? We've all kind of had a moment like that.
Yeah, definitely before people meet you. Oh God. Wait, I've watched interviews. I know how to say her name. Ileana. No, it's
Basically.
no, that's okay. Next question. Oh, Jason, we did a workshop with you. Real Jason Harley. Okay. Do you ever request auditions from actors by going against the type? So it doesn't look like the typical doctor or cop or dentist. I'm paraphrasing, but yes.
All the time. I've been doing it for years and making my clients angry for a long time. But I do it anyways. Like I remember we wanted like a super fit looking cop guy, and I brought someone in who definitely did not fit that, but I knew he was a fantastic actor and he got the role. You know, it happens a lot. I bring in, you know, I don't necessarily look at what's on the page. And even if my client's like very persistent on it being one way, I'll still throw like a random option in there. You know, I look at the roles that don't necessarily have to be male and I bring in females. Happy Women's Day. Same with like ethnicity and race. If I'm not trying to match a specific family, then it's all open to me.
Yeah.
And it's been that way day one. So
I mean, as it should be, right? You've just been ahead of your time, so good for you.
Well, maybe.
Take the compliment and move on.
So it's different.
Pardon?
I said it's the world I grew up in, so I think it's different for everyone, right?
That's true. Yeah. So what you were so backtracking. So I had a question here. If it's down to 2 to 3 kids, does a resume ever make a difference?
For children, not always. And again, I'm doing a parents workshop this Wednesday from 6 to 8. So go to my bio and hit the link tree and sign up because I'm going to talk everything child related. And it's only for the parents to be there. And it's just going to be, Robyn knows, it'll be like an hour and a half of me telling you everything about the industry. But no, the resume with the kids doesn't necessarily matter. It really is the talent. And when we're looking at kids, we're also looking at the parents, guys. It makes a difference to us because you're on set with them as well. So
what's the most interesting stage mom, stage dad experience? I say stage, but it could be TV.
Oh, I mean, there's been a few. But like, let's put it this way. We're going to bring your kid in the room pre-pandemic when we'd have rooms, and you're going to come in and you're going to audition. Your child's going to audition. You don't come in with them. The reason is the first question I ask the kids all the time is like, do you want to do this? Because sometimes kids don't necessarily want to, and it's someone else's dream. So I really like to weed that out right away. And you can tell too, like, especially kids who have been overly rehearsed because mom and dad have been making them do this every day or every hour on the last 24 to 36 hours. And they get to the room and we ask them to do it again. And the kid goes, no, I don't want to. So done. And they'll only do that if the parents aren't sitting in the room, right? If the parents there, they'll side out their parent and go, okay. So yeah, I think just don't get in the way of production, but understand, which is again why you guys should take the workshop Wednesdays, understand how production works. Know the child labor laws. You are on set to help your child. You're putting your kid to work. It is a job. Everyone else who's there, this is their careers. It's what they do. So it's really important to know what you can do on set to make your kids' life easier while they work and to be available for production and to make sure that everything's going to book, right? So that you're not overstepping child labor laws, all those kind of things.
I will say, having worked with a child, I would always look at what the parents feed the child because I worked on a commercial and
Yeah.
the mother decided, hey, I think we should feed this kid sugar for 3 hours straight, pure candy. And shockingly, the child didn't behave. And shockingly, our segment was cut from the commercial. So
Isn't that like Honey Boo Boo's Go-Go Juice where she put 60 sticks into a soda pop and drink it and then just be, good to go?
yeah, but this was not reality TV or whatever that show. Oh, God, I haven't thought of Honey Boo Boo in a while. That was a show. No, they didn't work. We didn't make any money. Well, we made whatever session fee. But yes, please feed your children well so the actors working with them can get paid out. Oh, God. Anyways, moving on to Catherine. Oh, Catherine Stella Duncan. Hello. How important is having a live reader? Is a taped reader acceptable? What other things are important about a reader? That's a good question.
Okay. Quality count. The bonus of being actors is you guys, get to know the actors in your area or outside of your area. Again, we're in a pandemic, so you can make friends on Zoom anytime. Make sure they are a good actor. I've said 1,000 times I would never get my Latvian grandmother to try to read with me. Make sure that they're not pulling away from your performance, but they're also not dragging it down by making it so unhelpful, I guess is the word I would use for an actor. And make sure the sound quality is good. And do not tape yourself and have it regurgitate back to you because all I'm doing is watching you wait and think and you're no longer acting. You're trying to time your audition with your own voice and it's horrific. Please don't do that.
Yeah, that was also a 6 year ago attempt, and I watched that recently. I thought, that's hilarious. This is a gag reel. It's not good because you're waiting for the next line. You're like, oh, well, I did this line faster. Oh, unsuccessful. Shockingly, didn't book that.
Yeah, not present. So just, make sure it's that way. Like, we're so lucky. It's 2021. You can FaceTime someone, have them on the side. You can Zoom them. You can Skype them. You can do whatever you need to do to get it done. And if someone is decently okay in your house, then, it's an option too.
Oh, yeah, no, my husband's my reader. He's actually probably going to become an actor, and then I'll have to get a desk job. It's going to be great. So we move on from there. He's growing as an actor, and I'm in my head constantly. It's fine. Our marriage is intact for now. Anyways.
Building that resentment.
I smile as I really die on the inside. But here's a question about readers that I thought was really interesting. Is it too much pulling focus when the reader gives 100%?
It can be if they're too much, and it's like the same with a demo. If you get a demo reel and in the scene you're not shining, not going to be great for you. I did. Joe Rubin years ago. He did Sleeping with the Enemy back in the day, and we did one called Penthouse North with Michael Keaton and Michelle Monaghan. Although we reread it or retitled it, I don't know what it is now, but we were looking over self-tapes together for one of our large principal roles, and in watching this demo, he was like, I want that person, which wasn't the person's demo we were watching. So I had to go and Google that show, find that episode, figure out who that actor was, and ask them to read. So, really make sure it showcases you.
Well, what I'm hearing is if I'm in the background in a scene, I'm going to really pull focus so I can get that.
How do you
I'm taking every story and just
just
and warping it to suit my needs. Okay, so what is your favorite success story if you had to choose?
my favorite success story? I don't know, there's been so many great ones. One kid came in and coached with me and I helped him do a self-tape for a lead role in a movie, and it was his first self-tape ever. And, he came and auditioned, and he came in with I think he was 12 at the time, this very actory, schmacting kind of cry. And, it was, wiping the tears and doing all those things. And we just stopped the scene, and the kid's grandpa passes away in the scene. So we stopped. I said, let's just talk for a minute. You know your lines? Great. When we're done talking, or as, somewhere within this conversation, I'm just going to say action. The camera's going. Say your lines. 2 things I don't want from you. I don't want you to worry about saying them correctly. And I don't want you to purposely wipe a tear or a hair from your face unless it's actually physically annoying you as a human. And so we just started talking about who he's lost in his life, his last memory with that person, what they miss the most, bunch of questions, boom, emotion hit, boom, action, boom, he booked the lead role in this feature that was shooting in Vancouver. First self-tape he's ever done.
See, that sets the bar for that actor, though, because now every other he's like, why am I not booking? I booked the first one.
He's signed with an agency in LA now, one of the top 5, and he's got 2 Netflix shows that he's been in as a lead character. So he's done pretty okay. But the thing is he literally stopped, and I think it's more in the eye of a child you see it, because there's less self-awareness and ego, and the id hasn't hit yet, and you don't really care what people think about you. And as soon as we finished that scene, he literally stopped and goes, oh, that's acting. I am, and that's acting. It was really cool. So moments like that, don't come across every day. The moment when, Tommy auditioned and got, a 3-year option off a 1-line audition. Moments like that you're like, wow. I like those.
They're great stories, rightfully so. I love that story.
Yeah.
Wait, did the person who's on the 2 Netflix shows, did they forget about you, or are they still human and down to earth? That's the question.
Pre-pandemic, I went to their place for a lunch, and when we were both in LA, we'd have lunch. He's great kid.
I like that. See, I like when people don't forget where they came from. That's just stay grounded, everyone. There you go.
Just surround yourself with good people. It's pretty simple.
Okay, well yes, that sounded better. All right, thank you. Can we actually, talking about surrounding yourself with good people, can we discuss Kimmy? Can I give her a shout out? Because, oh my goodness, if anyone has ever tried to reach Ilona and gets Kimmy is working. She is you have a great team, but I work a lot with Kimmy.
Yeah.
She's just responding on the ball, knows her stuff. And she just figures, okay, I'm going to manipulate the schedule here. I'm like, look at her go. She's great.
Yeah. Because I throw things at her every day being like, so I can't now, so fix it. I'm so sorry. Right? But that's the thing with my life. I told my boyfriend the other day, I can't take a day, but I can get a day, if that makes sense. I can never really take a day off, but I can randomly have a day, and then that's great.
Is it great for people that thought they would be training with you, and then you just say, no, sorry, Robyn, I don't care. And
I make up for it in what I give you.
I know, it's fine. I know. It never happens. I thought I'd use this platform to really be dramatic, and are you feeling this trauma through the screen? Oh my goodness. Oh, I did want to touch on, because you're in Ottawa and I'm in Toronto. Mm-hmm. And you were in Toronto at one point, if I'm not mistaken, or you had an office here?
Pandemic, I'd be there 2 to 3 days a week. The days
Toronto versus Ottawa. This is the sell. Should we be moving to Ottawa? Should we stay in Toronto? This is for everyone, not just actors. This is the question.
Here's the other thing, guys. We're in a pandemic. You're not going anywhere but your computer to audition. So you know, where you are and where you're currently stable and paying rent and paying your mortgage and whatever's financially feasible for you, you're good. As long as you got internet and your phone or your laptop, you're going to be okay. And, you know, willing to work where you work. I don't think anyone has to pick up and move anywhere. And I say this all the time, talent isn't geographical, opportunity is, but you can pick up and move when you book it, you know.
That's true. And something interesting that you spoke about, not to give away too many tidbits from your workshops, which I enjoyed, but the E1 visa, E1, am I saying that correctly, or is that a production company? Oh, I think E1 is entertainment. Okay. O1, also a great entertainment company, but O1 visa, clearly I'm not on that route just yet. But the O1 visa is something good to keep in the back of your head should you need it.
Yeah. And I explain even in the parents workshop Wednesday, and I have an adults workshop, although I'm not sure if it sold it. Anyways, it's all in my link tree, all my upcoming workshops. I explain all the things you got to do to set yourself up for that.
Check out the link tree. I love how there's
people think there's like a time to start it, but it starts at the beginning, and I'll get into that there. Otherwise, we'll be on here for an hour.
Yeah, not doing it. Oh, yeah. I think it's almost been an hour actually, and I apologize because I think I said half an hour, and then I got sucked in to all these questions. Oh, are there movie production companies based in Ottawa? This is from Derek. Are there? Okay.
We have one department, Real Entertainment's here. We have a lot going on. Muse comes here.
Ottawa's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Got some government stuff. That's a thing. So I'm clearly political.
I've done any government.
There's a place you should go to see government stuff. I went there at some point. It's probably a grade 8 trip, or maybe when I was older and thought I would take in some culture, learn about Canada. Clearly works because I am describing it quite well. So that's all right. Okay, if there's any summative comments that you would like to say, other than check out Ilona's workshops. They're pretty great. I'm a fan. It's in the link tree, which is a link that is other links on her Instagram, or Smyth Casting. Is it Smyth Casting's Instagram? Okay.
Yeah. Get on Clubhouse.
Pretty much, right? Guys, free information. Yeah.
Thank a lady in your life today.
Yes.
Badass, or has, helped you in some capacity. And not even helped, but just might need a little cheer up for the day. What else?
I'm going to do it right now. Thank you, Ilona. You've been very helpful.
Thank for having me.
The odd heart. Okay, that's the heart.
Happy email. Half of this interview is just my hand moving, swiping emails through.
The guy, I just go here to read stuff, so
that's cute. And just, keep training. Train, get good representation, do the back work on who is representing you, who's training you. Don't spend money where it doesn't need to be spent. Money is hard to come by, especially these days. So be cautious of your dollars and be good. Stay healthy,
Self-care, respect.
Do you.
Yeah. This was great. Thanks so much for doing this. Getting a lot of thank yous and good job. And, Robyn's awesome. Oh, thank you. That wasn't there, but my husband should write that. Okay. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for doing this.
We'll talk soon. Bye.
Sounds good. Bye.